Hello again, I'm Jeremy Simon with 3D Universe, and I'm going to give you just a little bit of an intro to the Ultimaker Cura software. So give me just a moment to share that screen here. Okay, so this is again one of those sessions where we are not going to be able to cover nearly everything that there is in this. This is just a little taste of what we're going to get into in the full-length session. This one is going to be also on Thursday, this Thursday, April 30th. This one will be at 3 p.m. Central. So I do hope you'll join for the 1-hour session because there is so much to show you that this software has to offer. But what you're looking at here is the Ultimaker Cura software. This is the most popular slicing software in the world, and is designed for extremely tight integration with Ultimaker printers, but it also supports a huge range of other 3D printers. So pretty much any printer that you're using, you can probably use the Ultimaker Cura slicing software. And like I said, it is the most popular option out there right now. So just as a very quick intro of some of the kind of key areas in this and the things that we'll go into in more detail in Thursday's session, you have the ability to manage a number of different printers. You can see I have a bunch of printers hooked up here, and the little blue check mark means that it's connected over the network. Everything is network enabled. So here you can see I'm connected to my Ultimaker S5, or one of the Ultimaker S5s here, and so I'm getting a preview of the Ultimaker S5 build area. And because it's connected over the network, it's also showing me all of the material combinations that I have loaded in that material station. So it knows exactly what's in the printer right now. It knows what kind of print core I have loaded. So I don't have to give it all these settings. It's as easy as just clicking to say, I want to do this print in Tough PLA, for example, and it loads all the right settings for that material and for that print core, and I'm ready to go. From there, I would move over here to the settings panel, and Greg touched on this earlier, and Matt touched on this. They now have what are called intent-based profiles, so you can see that here. I can use the default profiles, which are kind of leaning a little bit towards visual quality, but then they also have a visual profile, which is completely optimized for visual surface quality. They have a profile for engineering, which is optimized for dimensional accuracy. And they have a draft profile, which is optimized for speed. So depending on what your needs are, with just a single click, these different dots are for the layer height. So it goes from 0.06, which would be a 60 micron, very fine resolution layers, to a 0.1, which would be 100 microns, to 0.15 to 0.2. So you can just choose with a single click what your layer height is and what your intent is, whether it's visual or dimensional accuracy, etc. You can select your infill with the slider down here. So you can choose, say, 40% infill. You can choose whether or not you want support with a simple check, whether or not you want bed adhesion, like a brim or a raft, and then you can slice and you're ready to go. And it's that easy. So literally with a couple of clicks, you can get your print job set up and ready to go. And I'll just quickly show you one of my favorite features of this software, and that is the ability to kind of get a sense of what your job is going to be like before you ever send it to the printer. So in this case, this is one of the masks. I'll be talking about this in a later session. This is one of the things that we're working on in terms of PPE that we're doing for medical professionals for donation. And as I slice this job, it immediately tells me what it's going to take to print this. Now, I chose a pretty high resolution and a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. So in this case, it's coming out to an 8-hour, 26-minute print. The way I've actually been printing these masks, it ends up being about a 3-hour to 3.5-hour print. And that's because I'm using very different settings than what I have selected now. But it not only tells me the amount of time that it's going to take to print, but it also tells me exactly how much material is going to be used. So it says there at the bottom, 59 grams of material. And if I had put in the cost of this material, which I didn't do yet, if you go into preferences and set your cost of how much each spool costs you, it'll actually give you an exact dollar and cents value of how much this print is going to cost you. So before you ever send a job to the printer, you can see how much material it's going to be taking, how much material will be used, how long it'll take to print, and exactly how much it's going to cost you in materials. Then you can go back in and optimize your settings to tweak things for quicker print speed or reduce material usage, slice it again, and see how you're looking before you ever send that to the printer. So it's a very powerful way of setting up and analyzing your print jobs. You can also then hop over to the preview mode once you've sliced your print job, and this will actually give you a layer by layer preview. So you can actually scroll through layer by layer in the print and see exactly how it's going to print. It's a little hard to see in the black material color that I have selected here, but you could actually go in and see what your infill is going to print like and what each and every layer is going to look like before you ever send it to the printer. So it's just a very powerful tool. And I'm going to show you a bunch of other features that this has to offer, including some of the standard tools that you have over here on the left-hand toolbar, plus some more advanced techniques in terms of customizing settings for particular parts of your model and other types of advanced things you can do to set up your print jobs exactly the way that you need. So tune in on Thursday, that's Thursday at 3 p.m. Central for the full-length session on Ultimaker Cura, and I hope to see all of you then.